Now, interesting, medium wave interference. I was restoring this the other day. I'd finished it, in fact, got it back into the cabinet. Just started tuning around medium wave. Dreadful interference. Dreadful. Luckily it was not up the top end of the band. So I pulled out the aerial and the interference stopped, so that shows that it's coming down the aerial, not a fault with the radio. Just a double check. I already had this one on test. Same thing with that. Dreadful interference. I then grabbed my transistor radio. Now, as you know, with the ferrite rod aerial which runs that way, you don't get a lot of signal pickup on the ends. It's broadside, so nothing much that way or that way. Lots of interference from that direction and that or that direction. So I took it out into the street, did a bit of direction finding, and it pointed to a house, either behind me or to a house. Went down the street the other way, pointed to the same house. So I thought, this is it, I've got a cross bearing. There's an alleyway around the back of all the houses. Went round there hoping for the third kind of triangulation point, and it was somewhere else altogether. I went around a few places. It seemed to be coming from everywhere, I couldn't pinpoint it. So it's also on shortwave. Have a look at this. This is the interference on my Eddystone receiver. Where on what frequency you're on? Let's have a look. That's 4 megs. It's 4 megs there. There's the S meter, and it's all the way up to 7.5 megs. In fact, there's the S meter again. On AM, difficult to hear it on sideband. On AM, there it is. There's that S9 on the meter. You can't actually hear it, I've just played the video back, but that interference has a kind of, it's like something is running, like a motor. It's kind of dreadful sound effect there, sorry, but that's what it's doing. It's as if something's running. It covers most of the medium wave band. Shortwave, the amateur bands, 160 meters, that's 1.8 megs. 80 meters, 3.5 megs. 40 meters, 7 megs isn't too bad. It fades off at 7.5 megs, so 40 meters is usable. Just taking on another repair here. Ultra vintage radio. There we are. That's with a short piece of wire for an aerial. I had an idea. It was broadband. So where the cabling comes in from the street, took my transistor radio, found us on long wave. Long wave was okay, but if you go right up to the cable, you just about hear it on long wave in a certain spot. I went round everything, perfectly clear, except when I got to the cable coming in from the street. That's the phone, the broadband, the TV. So, it took me a while to do all this tracking down business, but it was worth it. So it was definitely broadband. Once I got to that stage, I then tried to contact the broadband company. Go onto Twitter, find them on there, because all big companies are on Twitter. So type in @blogs broadband, whatever, blogs media. Find them on there, which I did, and I just put dreadful interference coming down the street cable, wiping out BBC radio on medium wave. Now, if you say that, if you mention to people you're wiping out BBC radio, the British Broadcasting Company, don't you know? I mean, you wipe them out, you're liable to get shot, or worse. So anyway, within half an hour, the company replied to my tweet. Sorry to hear the problems, blah, blah, blah. Here is the phone number of our street cabinet hotline. Excellent. That's, the street cabinets where all the cabling is. So I rang this number. Sadly, I didn't get to speak to a human being. It was a female computer. Is there such a thing? Anyway, it was a computer with a female voice. Yeah, so it was a female computer. Then it said, tell us what the problem is. So I said, it's broadband. wiping out noise interference, wiping out BBC Radio. That was a week and a half ago. Nothing happened until today, when it's gone. The interference has gone. Got to let the valves warm up. Do you remember valves? Anyway, that's it. I was hoping to hear from them, to find out what it was. I've since put my radio right up against the cable, so the ferrite rod area was like that far from the cable coming in from the street, and I can just about hear it on medium wave. It's still there. That obviously is whatever the broadband is, the signal. Look at that.
Be tough at times, but they said to me, go for it. They said I'd love it.
I can hear the tennis now. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I've only done this video because a lot of people said, do let us know what it was. So there we are, broadband. See you soon. Bye bye.